What's going on, everybody? So I wanted to do today's video on an announcement that happened a couple weeks ago, and it's about, well, Civilization VII was announced, and I had kind of high hopes for this. The reason being is because I was kind of hoping that they would push the Civilization franchise further, right? I was hoping for like not a rebirth, but something like that pushes the Civilization franchise forward. You know, new features, new functions, new, just epicness. And we didn't get that. Let's take a look at this. All right, so Civilization 7, it's coming out February 11th. So before we dive into the trailer, I want to kind of go over this. So you can get the Founders Edition, you get the full base game. Let's go to the core of the game. So where is it? All right, there we go. All right, so build an empire that stands the test of time. Been doing that for about 7 iterations already so far. Lead your empire through distinct ages of human history. Each age is its own rich, nuanced journey with a unique playable civilizations, available resources, blah, 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 all the stuff that we know. Evolve your empire as new each age dawns. Build a legacy that truly stands the test of time. You must adapt, forge your path through history as you reshape your empire at the start of each age. Select from a pool of new age relevant civilization options determined by your prior gameplay accomplishments. Evolving your empire unlocks fresh gameplay bonuses, unique units, and so on. Play as visionary leaders of progress. Yes, you can play as Benjamin Franklin. Ooh, no insult to Ben Franklin, but want more. Embody illustrious leader with one of the civilization's most diverse rosters yet, from traditional heads of state for their militaristic might or political prowess to visionary leaders. So just basically new people with new stats. Nothing big. Explore a world brought to life like never before. Make your mark on a glorious, detailed world. Your empire comes to life with a vast, diverse range of cultural styles represented across building, architecture, and unit design, face-to-face interactions with other leaders. Immerse you in every act of diplomacy, declaration of war. Same stuff. I like. There's nothing. It tests your strategic mettle in multiplayer. Compete against other online players. Been doing that. An enjoyable strategy experience for all with more than 30 years. Again, nothing. Just like nothing that really just goes, So let's first take a look at the trailer. This is 22 minutes. We're not going to look at that trailer. Let's look at this and kind of take a look at it a little bit. The graphics are nice. But Civilization always had good graphics. Oh, you can go down these streams. Okay, so that's new. So you can go down these streams, it looks like. So that's one new feature. That I have to say is kind of cool. Okay, so again, going over all that stuff, what's really different? I mean, you have the volcano explodes. We already have that DLC, that functionality in the DLC with the recent Civilization. I do notice that the quality, the texture is a little bit better, right? I think buildings are there's new art for the buildings and stuff like that, and textures and stuff like that. Just all well and good, but are you gonna rebuy Civilization just to get new art assets? This building looks now a little bit different than it did before. It has a new paint job. You're gonna drop 70, $80 for that? I mean, I don't know. To me, it's like, what new functionality are you bringing to the game, right? Like, you already incorporated DLC where, like, extreme weather will affect your civilization and stuff like that. But there's nothing else beyond that. Like, it looks great, don't get me wrong, but what else are you doing? Why isn't the franchise being expanded? Do something fresh. Like, hey, let's redo combat, right? Let's do a tactical combat simulation, incorporate into the strategic world, something like that, or incorporate space, right? The moon, satellites. We have U.S. Space Force now because the threats in space, satellites and the race for the moon and the race for Mars is on now. Like, why can't we incorporate that into this game? Why can't we incorporate a race to Mars and land military or assets or build an outpost on Mars and such? I just feel like, honestly, they just basically took Civilization, all the DLCs that were in the current one, did some art stuff, made stuff look a little bit more pretty, and say, hey, here's a new Civilization. So, like, let's take this and compare it to another game that I saw, which is called Ara Untold, History Untold, right? So this is the trailer for it.
The constraints of the past are history. Here, you rule the way you've always wanted. Your choices will remake the world. And every turn becomes an opportunity to triumph.
Look at that, guys.
Your world now.
So this would have been a really great Civilization sequel. I mean, you could tell the quality of the graphics are 1 or 2 levels above Civilization, right? I mean, absolutely gorgeous and much more epic, right? Like, you get the feeling of epicness by just looking at this, right? And then you have, this city that is being built, but, like, also it's, right? And then you have these ships here. This feels more Civilization-esque, right? This feels where Civilization, you still have the, the leader here and, his gestures and stuff like that you see in Civilization. But look at the combat. This is where Civilization should have went. This is the problem with a lot of AAA publishers and AAA developers, is they're fine with the status quo. They don't push the boundaries. They're where they are. They're Civilization. They got the name. They can just say, hey, let's change some of the art, slap on Civilization 8 and then 9 and then 10, and people are going to still buy it. People are going to buy it. We'll just tweak the graphics just a little bit, enough so that we get some people to say, hey, the graphics are better, You need to push the boundaries. You need to say, all right, what can we do to push this game forward to the next level, right? Something like this would have been it, where you have, I'm assuming this is, 17th or 16th century, right? I mean, look at the combat. Right, this would have been amazing, where you have the city in the background, you have 2 armies on these hexes. I mean, you can make these hexes, and having this type of almost like real-time battle, and being able to zoom in and zoom out like that. Look at that. That, to me, would have made the perfect Civilization successor. And like, when this game was announced and I looked at the trailer and I did some research for it, it really didn't whet my appetite. It was just like, okay, more leaders. Okay. I mean, like, I'm not buying the game for leaders. I'm buying it for what else can it do? You know, when they came out with the DLCs where, you know, the volcanoes explode and there's flooding or hurricanes and stuff like that, I was just like, I'm buying that. You know, to me, that was important. You know, to me, that was like, wow, okay, I'm definitely, you know, that's going to change the way I play the game. And that's what I want. I want something that will change the way I play the game. You know, I don't want the same old, you know, like, it's just, we've been there, we've done that.
We pursue advancements in technology to serve the needs of our people. Breakthroughs in irrigation by waters. It is now possible to journey further and expand our empire. With a deft hand, our scout travels along a navigable river. Their tenacity is rewarded with the discovery of a breathtaking series of waterfalls. This natural wonder
I mean, it's cool that you can go down these canals, but that can't be the only thing.
A new town is established near the majestic falls. The town starts from humble beginnings large enough to split as a temple over time, as friendly relations begin to form. And peace does not dampen our ambitions. Our people strive forth to create great wonders the world has never seen before. As we continue to expand and explore the continent, we encounter new civilizations.
But again, like, you just basically give me the story of civilization. Look, I mean, reconciliation. Okay, I mean, military infiltration. There's some additional stuff here, but this is not a new major 6 to 7 release.
Brings forth new challenges and new opportunities. To represent our
So, like, going over this again, it just feels like she's just rehearsing everything that Civilization already does. Tell me what introducing...
One potential path you can take in Civilization VII. This is made possible by our biggest new feature, Ages. Ages are inspired by a transformational idea for Civ, that history is built in layers. This idea is a way of understanding how civilizations have grown, changed,
And I learned about Ages before when the game was announced. It's not that...
Civilizations of the world as creating an initial foundation. As a civilization grows, new layers are added to that foundation in the form of things like technologies, schools of thought, and cultural norms. At some point, civilizations, faced with a crisis that defines their time, must evolve. When that happens, these past layers don't disappear. Instead, they now serve as a new foundation for the new civilization. As the cycle repeats, connecting the past, present, and future together.
Instead of playing as one single civilization across every age, you'll evolve your empire into a new civilization for each new age. One that is suited to take on the historical challenges of that time.
Every age is designed to be like a historical sandbox, as a way to really immerse yourself in that time. Almost everything inside an age is exclusive to that age. That includes things like which technologies and civics you can research, what resources are available to be gained, which independent powers surround you, to even things like gameplay systems and civilizations, all unique to that age.
Having unique civs for each age is something we're really excited about. In the past, Every civ needed to be balanced across a game that spans all of history. This naturally resulted in things like late era civs being strong in the late game, but weak early on. Now,
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this whole, different ages, different type of empires kind of thing. No, just no. Just no. No. I expected more, honestly, with Civilization 7, and what are you guys' thoughts? I'm not impressed. This whole ages thing, I learned a little bit about it when the game was announced, and I do know that you, like, start out with this new type of empire with each age, and it didn't whet my appetite. It's just like, this is it? This is the major feature? Like, seriously? This? Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy this. Catch you next one. See you then.